Hello everyone, welcome back to our TOEFL prep series. Today we're going to dive into the read and notice question type, a common part of the reading section that tests your ability to navigate real-world information like campus announcements or organization rules. I'll show you how to quickly scan for key requirements and avoid common traps so you can pick the right answer with total confidence. Let's jump right in. If you're finding these strategies helpful for your prep, make sure to subscribe to myTOEFL for more expert lessons. Let's keep working together to reach your target score. Regional Photography Forum. The title Regional Photography Forum immediately prepares us for a context involving a specific artistic community. By identifying these keywords, we can mentally prepare for a text that likely discusses professional standards or opportunities within the field of photography. Historic Preservation Grant Application. This subtitle narrows the scope significantly to a historic preservation grant, which reveals the core purpose of the notice. It tells the reader that the text will provide specific instructions for an application process related to funding for historical projects. Graduate students focusing on early 20th century urban photography must submit their research proposals through the Society's official digital platform before next Monday. This sentence identifies the eligible group as graduate students and sets a strict deadline for submission. The phrase "must submit" underscores that using the digital platform is a mandatory requirement for their research proposals. To qualify for the grant, applicants should first download the documentation standards and obtain a letter of support from their academic department. Here, the author outlines the preliminary steps, specifically the need to obtain a letter of support from an academic department. This requirement highlights the formal institutional backing needed to qualify for the grant. Once the online form is filled, candidates must deliver a physical portfolio of their work and the original support letter to the main office for evaluation. This final instruction clarifies that candidates must deliver a physical portfolio in addition to filling out the online form. This indicates a two-part submission process that concludes with an in-person delivery for the final evaluation. What type of organization issued the notice? The question asks us to identify the type of organization that issued this notice. We need to look at the title and the entities mentioned in the text to determine who is managing this grant process. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's take a closer look at option A, a regional medical network. While the title includes the word regional, there is no mention of health or medical services anywhere in the text. This is a distractor that uses a familiar word from the title, but applies it to the wrong industry, so we can eliminate it. Now, let's examine option B, a historical art society. This is the correct choice because the text explicitly mentions historic preservation and is issued by a society. These terms align perfectly with the description of a historical art society provided in this option. Here's option C. Let's break it down. Professional City Council. Although the text mentions urban photography, there is no evidence that a city council is the issuer. The instructions focus on academic research and artistic society rules rather than government legislation, making this option incorrect. Finally, let's evaluate option D together. A commercial real estate firm. A real estate firm would focus on commercial property, not research proposals for photography. The academic nature of the grant and the requirement for a student portfolio contradict the commercial focus of this option. The correct answer to this question is option B, since the notice combines historical preservation with the activities of a professional society. How can the customer-student user complete the process? Process. This question asks us to identify the specific steps needed to complete the process. We must look for the final actions described in the passage to see how the application is finalized. Now, keeping this in mind, let's look at our options. Let's start by looking at option A, by emailing a digital folder of images. The text mentions a digital platform for proposals, but it specifically requires a physical portfolio for the final evaluation. Therefore, simply emailing a folder would be insufficient to complete the process as described. Now, let's look at option B, by mailing a letter to the academic board. While a letter is required, the text says candidates must deliver it to the main office, not that they should be mailing it to an academic board. This option misinterprets the delivery method and the recipient. Let's evaluate option C by calling the director for an appointment. There is no mention of calling or making an appointment in the instructions. The text focus is strictly on digital submission and physical delivery, making this option an irrelevant distractor. Finally, let's check option D by using an online portal and an office visit. This is the correct choice because it captures both the digital platform submission and the requirement to deliver a portfolio to the office. It accurately reflects the online portal and physical visit mentioned in the text. Here, the correct option is option D, which shows that the application requires both a digital and a physical component to be successful. To succeed in the Read a Notice section, always look for specific instructions that involve multiple steps or different formats. Pay close attention to transition words that separate digital actions from physical ones. Consistency in checking these details will ensure you don't fall for distractors that only mention half of the requirements.